have to do is subscribe to this channel and turn your post notifications on so that you never miss another video. Give this video a big thumbs up on the simple fact that I have a crazy true crime story for you guys. It is about a young girl who is a psychopath. And yeah, we're gonna get into that. But I'm hungry, so let's pray so we can eat. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for the food that I'm about to receive. I ask that it may be nourishment to my body. I ask that you bless the hands that prepared it and bless my entire mafia. Amen. So, how are you guys doing today? What is for dinner? I want to know. This chicken is so crispy. I can't even get the. Oh, that look good. Y'all want the first bite? Well, I already took a bite, but yummy. So Mother's Day has passed, but I would like to know, how was y'all's Mother's Day? I can't even talk, y'all. It's so good. All right, I gotta get into the story. So, happy family, right? That's how it all starts. That's how it starts out. Happy family. And it was mom, dad, and 2 daughters. Everything was great. No problems. One big happy family. So, as the years go by, the youngest daughter, we're going to call her Ashley. And I think that's her name. Ashley was a troubled child, right? Like, yo, this little girl was so bad. Her mom was trying to get her on medicine because spankings wasn't working, timeout ain't working, sitting down talking to you eye to eye isn't working. So the next step is to see a doctor. However, her father, he wasn't having that. He was like, no, my child, we can do this in a different way. You know, he did not want her on medicine because he felt like it zombied her out. He felt like, you know, you're just trying to shut her up. I don't want her to live her life in silence because this medicine, it just got her just, you know. And the mom and dad argued about it for years. Years they argued about it. And this girl's behavior continued to get like more and more unacceptable. She was stealing, she was lying, she was running away, sometimes 2 to 3 weeks at a time. She was setting stuff on fire, like her neighbor's couch cushions in their patio, like setting stuff like that on fire. So the more that the more this child continued to act the fool, the mom was like, nah, she's getting on medicine. And the dad was still against it. It got so bad, the mom and dad got a divorce over it. And then the mom confessed that the oldest child, the oldest daughter, was not his. They've been married for 19 years. This girl, a teenager. She's a teenager now. And you're just now saying something. So he was hurt. He was hurt about it. But he instantly didn't want nothing to do with the oldest daughter. He was like, that's not my daughter. Like, dang. But all these years you thought I was, you know? So even the daughter was trying to figure out a way to still have a relationship with her father. He didn't want nothing to do with her. He took his youngest daughter, the one that was bad, and they moved. He had some inheritance money from his grandparents. So after they got a divorce, he took his daughter and they went to go live in some like mountains, like this cabin. It was like an 8-bedroom house, right? He was like, no medicine. He was like, we're going to get you in a school for your behavior. So she was at an alternative high school where she met these 2 girls. And they was actually good. They were good kids. But they were drawn to, what did I say her name was? Ashley? They was drawn to Ashley because of her rebel spirit. They said she was bad, but they liked her. So they grew a close friendship, and the dad was still struggling with her behavior, but he never gave up. And if you let Ashley's friends speak about Ashley and her father's relationship, they said that they were like best friends. He was very strict on her because he felt like, I still want her to live a life, be a kid, so I'm not going to do no medicine. I'm just going to stay on her butt. And that's what he did. But outside of that, they were very, very close, to the point all of Ashley's friends wished that they had that type of relationship with their father too. So he was still having problems with his daughter, but he's like, these are the cards I was dealt. We're going to figure this out together. They went to the grocery store one day. It was a random day. And she separated from him. But when he found her, he caught her shoplifting. So here goes the opportunity to teach another lesson. Even though the Walmart people, the store didn't catch you, I caught you. And there's still going to be a consequence. So he had her tell the people that worked there, I was trying to steal this. Here it go. I apologize. He made her apologize to them. And they went home. Well, when they got home, he took a nap and she took a shower. The next day, she called her friends and she was like, hey, my dad is going out of town for 2 weeks for a business trip. Can I stay with you? I was like, yeah. Oh, I want to mention this. Hold on, let's back up just a little bit. I want to mention the dad described his own daughter as being soulless. He said she was so dark in the eyes, she didn't have a soul. Like he said, sometimes it's like she would do things. She was just doing things. Like there was no conscience, let alone a guilty conscience. Like this girl was bad. So I need another napkin. Okay, so back to them moving in. She moved in. So back to her asking to stay with her friends. So she had asked to stay with her friends. And the friends was like, yeah, come on, 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. Well, only after like 2 days of her staying with her friends, she got a phone call from her mom. And she just flipped out, screaming and crying. She hung up the phone and she told her friends, my dad just killed himself. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And it was a horrible night, they said, the two friends. They said it was a horrible night. They tried their best to comfort her throughout the whole night. And she was just like, really upset. So the next day, one of the friends is like, what if we just move in with you to keep you company, because we're here for you. How about we go to your house with you and we stay with you to keep you company and just to help distract from your dad not being in the house anymore. And so Ashley's like, oh, that's perfect, So they move in to the house. And Ashley's mourning for her father wasn't really long. It started to decrease after just a couple days. And the friends, they did say, well, Ashley was a little dark and weird, so we figured she was mourning in her own weird way. They were just basically like walking on eggshells because she just lost her father. And then they were also just like, accepting her for who she is. She's different, but she's so much fun. We love her as a friend. So, and all three of them decided to have a party. They decided to have a party. Ashley went out and got a stripper pole, and she nailed it to the floor in the kitchen. And how the friends describe it, they said the party got so big. Like, it was only supposed to be about 10 people, and it ended up legit 50 people in this house. They had so much fun, and Ashley did drugs. She came out of nowhere with meth, and she was like, you know, this is for me. And her friends was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah. So she ends up taking some, and they said that she just like started hallucinating, and she was like, it was smoke in the air, and she would be like, there goes my dad, you know, things like that. And they were like, everybody's looking at each other like, whoa, she's twisted. And they said she was just like acting a fool. They took her to bed. They made her go to sleep. Well, the next day she sat in this chair and she stayed there for 2 weeks. The only time she got up was to like use the restroom and eat. Like, literally, that was it. She even slept in this chair. She stayed in this chair for 2 whole weeks. Now, during this whole process, the bills is still getting paid because Ashley is using her dad's bank cards to continue to pay all of the bills and providing food for her and her friends. And then she also knows how to drive because she's a teenager, so she's driving her dad's car, right? And so after the 2 weeks, the friends were really concerned. But what made them feel relieved to not really go out and find her help was Ashley was the one that came up to them and was like, so look, I'm going through some things. I think it's best that I go stay with my mom. I'm going to be with her for 6 months. And I'll be back after my birthday. You guys are welcome to stay here. I will continue to pay the bills, and call me if y'all run out of food. Call me if you're hungry. I'll send you some money so you can get some food. So they're like, okay, cool, you know? So they leave. Before she leaves, she said, there's only one rule. Don't go in the shed, because that's where me and my dad spent time together, and it's just sentimental to me. I don't want nobody in there. So they're like, all right. Well, Ashley leaves. They're like, okay, it's just us. We're going to hold it down. No more parties, like, you know. Well, they were cleaning up the basement, and they found the little ping pong table. And they're like, dang, we were supposed to sell this. We never got a chance to sell it. No more parties, so we're cleaning up. Where are we going to put it at? And they're like, okay, let's just put it in the shed. And then we're going to walk out real quick. Well, there's a lock on the shed. So they actually forced the lock off, which I find very weird because, I don't know. If I'm just trying to move something real quick and I go to a shed and there's a lock on it, I'm going to be like, I'm just going to put it somewhere else. I'm not going to go through the hassle of taking it off after she said don't go in the shed, right? Okay. They went through a lot to rip the lock off of this wooden door just to get inside of it, just to put something in there. Anyways, they get it open, and they said it stank so bad. As soon as they opened it, it hit them. And then she said she walked in, she didn't see anything, and then to her right, she saw this like big old blue bucket, and it was a body inside of it, but the body was folded up like this. Like the head and the arms was first, and the feet was first. It was like folded up, so all you saw was like the butt. And she freaked out because in her mind, she's like, oh my God, it's somebody from the party. We had so many people here. We had a close to death experience with Ashley, our friend. Ain't no telling who else was doing drugs. Somebody got killed. Like, she freaking out. So she's like, she calls 911, and then she goes back to the shed, and she looks again, and she realizes it's actually Ashley's dad. So she's really freaking out. And she's like, what? This is creepy. So the police is now looking for Ashley. And they go to Ashley's mom's house. And Ashley's mom is like, she did pull up, but she's not here. And how Ashley's mom explains it is she explained it like Ashley pulled up in her dad's car, walked in, didn't speak to nobody. She was like, she just looked real different. The whole vibe was off because she looks dark and like she doesn't have a soul. And then she just left. Well, literally 2 hours after that, the police found her at a motel. And so they arrested her and they questioned her. And at first she was, acting like she didn't know what was going on, real innocent, like, no, my dad, I was told that my dad killed himself. I just went back home, and they're like, nah, sis, And she ended up admitting it, like, within no time. Like, all right, it was me. I did it. And she explained, she said, we went to Walmart. He caught me shoplifting. And he made me apologize. And when we got home, he was asleep on the couch. So I took his gun and shot him in the head. Just like that. And so, of course, they labeled her with a lot of mental disorders. And they did an interview with the mom and asked, like, do you think something could have been changed or how we could have prevented this? And she was like, yeah. If she would have been on medicine since she was 8 years old, then I feel like her brain would have been developed a little more better for her to make better decisions. And it's so sad to me because this man wanted the best for his child, and he made what he thought was such a good decision for the love of his child to actually live life and not just be on medicine and not enjoy life. But it ended up costing him his life. That's so sad. So she is in prison for 30 years. She got 30 years. I don't think they gave her life because of the mental disorder. But I don't know. I just feel like 30 years is such a long time. It might as well be life. But she's also only a teenager. So she'll be like in her 50s when she gets out. And the sister is mad at her because the sister is like, you took away the only dad I knew. I had plans on us having a relationship, a daughter-father relationship, and you took that away from me. When he loved you, like, But she ain't all the way there, She's not all the way there. So it's like, how do you really expect? I mean, how can you blame her when she's not right in the head? But it's sad. It's sad altogether. It still blows my mind. Stuff like this is real. This chicken is so good. Yo, I'm not bald. I got a ponytail in. One day, I'm gonna cut my hair. My friend cut her hair, and she looks so good. Thank you so much for watching. Post notification goes to... Thank you so much for having your post notifications on. Shout out to you for being the first to comment on the last video. If you would like a shout out, all you have to do is be the first to comment on the next video. If you would like to see more true crime stories, then click right here. If you would like to subscribe to this channel because you enjoy true crimes and mukbangs, then click right here. I love you, and I will see you guys in the next mukbang.